So, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining this session with us today. We're going to explore an exciting opportunity for you to expand your business, which is selling in Poland. Poland is part of Amazon European emerging stores, how we'd like to call them, together with the Netherlands, Belgium, Sweden, and Ireland, our latest launch. And selling in these countries allow you to reaching millions of new customers across Europe, not just, of course, in one store, but in multiple thriving economies simultaneously. So that's exactly what we're going to discuss today. Let's say we are going to answer one main question. So why the time is now for you to expand to Poland? You're gonna have the answer about this regarding like different even reasons supporting this question. But before we dive into the main topics of the webinar, let me introduce myself and also my companion in this webinar presentation. I'm Miriam. I'm Amazon account manager for EU expansion stores. My role in Amazon is to help integrators or software partners like SellersNap and their managed sellers like yourself to navigate the European marketplace successfully. Today, I will co-host this session with Georgie, Customer Success Manager of SellersNap, to give you a full comprehensive presentation of the chances to expand in this marketplace in Poland by, of course, also the optimal solution of repricing and analytics of SellersNap into Amazon, of course. Feel free to type your questions in the chat. We will try to answer some of them during the session, or even later, we're going to have a Q&A session dedicated at the end of our presentation. I will let Georgie introduce herself so that you can hear her voice, but yeah, you can also listen to her topics in a bit of minutes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Georgie. As Miriam introduced me really nicely, I'm a customer success manager at SellerSnap, and we're an AI Amazon repricer to try to get you higher profitability. So really excited to chat with you later.
Nice. Thank you, Georgie. I'll leave the floor to you fully in just some minutes, because maybe like we'll start with going through an Amazon branded agenda, let's say like that, by chatting about the benefits of expanding with Amazon across the emerging stores, the ones that I named just before, and then we will dive deep into the peculiar opportunities to expand in Poland, and then examine how FBA and pan-EU FBA or pan-European FBA can streamline your operations. I would say let's get started. First of all, let me give you like a full overview of why expanding with Amazon makes sense in general. There are several key benefits to consider. You can see them there. First, you get access to multiple new stores and can grow your potential customer base, of course. This expansion can create new revenue streams while maintaining lower cost structure. And we actually offer easy and cost-effective marketing solutions for you to do it. One in a million is also fulfillment by Amazon. So delivery becomes seamless by the logistics by Amazon programs, and you can benefit essentially from existing traffic with a lower setup cost. Plus, also get a bit more gains like the first mover advantage, which is one of the primary advantages in this new emerging stores, how we want to call them. For sure, when expanding in general in Amazon stores, we always recommend crucial factors to consider before, starting this new adventure. The first one is you need to understand your customer base and market demand. We're going to have a deep dive into it regarding Poland specifically in the marketplaces, but generally it's a very crucial point to consider, to study around. Together with this, it's essential to explore also the Amazon product categories in each country. The best ones were the ones that are selling more, let's say like that, the shares that they are actually getting into the marketplace, and also try to select the products that align with local preferences. Again, this is some analysis that we are going to show that we've done regarding some data sources that we've been referencing since 2024, specifically in this session for Poland. Of course, considering the expansion into new marketplaces that are a bit different one from another, VAT requirements vary by country, and depending on factors like your business establishment and fulfillment models, VAT needs to be considered as one of the crucial factors to point at and to clarify before expanding into new stores. And last but not least, to actually consider as a very good, let's say, advantage given by Amazon, the ability to offer faster shipping through our fulfillment centers, the FC in Europe, reaching shoppers in 28 countries today, can be actually considered possible by FBA, and so fulfillment by Amazon or our logistics program, or even pan-EU FBA. We're going to dive deep into these two topics in just a bit. And yeah, I think we can go to the gist of this session, expanding into Poland. So just let me share why Poland is becoming one of our most exciting markets. Why it could be probably like a rapidly growing market. We consider it also as mature enough to be defined as a stable market, but it could be a perfect entry point into the European expansion because, talking about some numbers, Poland represents the unique sweet spot in the European e-commerce. It has around 40 million inhabitants and 30 million internet users. And with this, it represents the fourth fastest growing economy in the EU by GDP. But here's what is actually making it particular. If we look at the numbers, the market is projected to reach around 41 billion with around 10% growth rate by 2028. 71% of the population, which is a big share of it, shops online to e-commerces, of course, like Amazon. And the average online spending per capita is around 1,300 euros. Most importantly, over 90% of the Polish small and medium enterprises are selling on Amazon with successfully expanded strategies internationally. So they've started with Poland, and then they're probably expanding into other marketplaces, of course, including emerging stores. So we're talking about a good entry in the European stores in general, not only Poland. And of course, like if we want to give a bit more of an insights regarding the marketplace, so know your market, Poland has leading categories for sure. Like we can name hobby and leisure or electronics. And most importantly, after 10 years of presence in Poland, Amazon has developed the best networking flow for you to start selling into the marketplace to and reach millions of customers inside the marketplace, because we expanded our fulfillment centers to a number of 11 FCs today. So it's quite an extensive network to build in. And specifically regarding the customers, because as we said, it's not about numbers only, but about people and understanding their, let's say, behavior at purchasing in the e-commerce. We might say that Polish consumers are sophisticated online shoppers, and they mostly value competitive pricing. Imagine that 73% of Polish customers use price comparison services. So actually, Startups App here is the optimal solution for that. And then they also value quality products, of course, fast delivery and excellent customer service. So this is also why our infrastructure becomes an advantage, of course, for you to start selling in Poland. And this is like, I think, the slide of the good news, because I mean, I will take your attention into it a little bit more, because it's a very good announcement and it doesn't happen every time in Poland or in general in the emerging stores in Europe. For Poland specifically, we're excited to announce significant FBA fulfillment fee reductions of up to 50%. And this is an advantage that is combined to another one, by which sellers who decide to store their German FBA inventory in Poland can benefit from Central Europe program benefit and save at least 26 cents per unit sold. We are also offering, on top of that, two special promotions for new sellers: a 6-month referral fee waiver and a 6-month subscription fee waiver for the new sellers who are, let's say, new professional accounts. So what did I say in simpler words? We have a reduction of the 50% on FBA fee that has been already put in place. So that's already there for you to benefit from it. This means that when Amazon source, packs, and ships your products in Poland, it costs you 50% less than before, simply. You can also save your money by storing your products in Poland. So if you're selling to German customers, you can keep your products in Polish warehouse and save at least 26 cents on every item you sell. This is part of the Central European program, or Central Europe program, let's say like that. And it's coming also with this new referral fee and subscription fee promotion, by which if you're new to selling on Amazon Poland, you get 2 free periods. You won't pay any referral fee for 6 months. Referral fees are generally the fees we usually charge when you make a sale simply, and you won't pay any monthly subscription fee for 6 months based on terms and conditions that apply, of course, to this promotion as well. Very, very simpler and very, very differently. It's simply now much cheaper to store and ship your products in Poland. And of course, new sellers can start selling without paying our usual fees for the first 6 months. That's it. So just very quickly to give you a little bit more of numbers, because we like numbers in Amazon. If we need to paint a picture of what's possible right now, around 125,000 European SMEs, so small and medium enterprises, are successfully selling on Amazon in general, with more than 6,000 exceeding 1 million euros in annual sales. And this is just numbers. They represent the real businesses like yourself that took the step to expand across borders. Of course, like what we recommend from an Amazonian perspective is always to cross list in all marketplaces and cross sell in all marketplaces. And let's say a snap of time that is the shortest one possible, because you can combine advantages from one border to another. But to make this absolutely achievable and practical as a strategy for you, you can actually take advantage of fulfillment by Amazon, which is also comparable with pan-EU FBA, so the pan-European program that we're going to present in a second. So what it does, simply, it takes care of logistics and of the heavy lifting. Why? Because first of all, your customer get Amazon's trusted customer service and returns handling. Second, FBA makes it incredibly simple to sell across Europe. We offer different fulfillment solutions to suit your business needs. And of course, between them, our most popular option is pan-EU FBA, which is really mentioned, where Amazon handles storage and distribution throughout Europe of your products. Of course, there are other programs that are comparable to FBA, and if you prefer, you can use the European fulfillment networks to ship from your country of origin to another one, or choose multi-country inventory to specify exactly which countries store your products. And third, but of course not least, FBA is cost effective. So we operate on a straightforward pay-as-you-go model, meaning that you only pay for the storage space you use and the orders you fulfill. The cost of shipping in FBA is already included in your fees, and of course there's no extra charge for Amazon Prime or the unlimited one-day delivery promise on millions of items. So essentially, why we're pitching this FBA now when actually presenting the solution to expand in another marketplace is simply because this comprehensive solution allows you to focus on growing your business, while Amazon handles the complex logistics of storage, shipping, customer service across European marketplaces in general. And how it works, this is like a very simple question that we can actually answer in a simple way as well. Think of FBA as your operations team in Europe, and in different steps, like shown in the slide, you send your products to your FC, your fulfillment centers. We store from Amazon the products strategically across the locations. When orders come in, we pick and pack, we ship, we handle customer service, and then of course we also manage the post operation, which is manage returns, only in local languages and 24/7. Adding on to FBA, already mentioned before, we also have an European FBA program. It is simply a program that lets Amazon automatically distribute and store your products across European fulfillment centers to be closer to customers. The key benefit, for just to start with a positive side of it, is that you save up to 33% on shipping costs compared to standard cross-border fees in general, get faster delivery to customer across Europe, pay only the local fulfillment fees instead of the cross-border fees, and you get free inventory distribution across European fulfillment centers. But to do this, there are some essential requirements, because you as a seller need to storage in at least 2 major European countries, selected between Germany, France, Italy, Spain, or Poland, and have active listings in required EU marketplaces. You should obtain VAT registration in at least 2 countries. This is super crucial, and list products in the same SKU across all the required stores, of course, by meeting the product compliance requirements. Let's say, in terms of why are we actually leveraging this as a very good, successful program, is just because the success rate is 91%, meaning 91% of our sellers report maximum satisfaction with Pani UFBA's fast delivery across Europe. So you can actually leverage this program to sell across different emerging stores, but also in general in the EU region. And regarding that, to be practical, starting from the 25th of June 2025, so in about a month, we've been starting mandating new listing requirements for the Netherlands and the Pan-EU FBA program. Specifically, what we're saying is that in June, Amazon will be implementing a new requirement for the Pan-EU FBA sellers who will need to have an active offer in the Netherlands, in addition to the listing requirements for the EU 4 countries, so Germany, France, Italy, and Spain, that I just mentioned before. This change is actually significant, and the reason why I'm saying this is that, first of all, there is an advantage of an expanded market presence. So this mandate means that you'll need to actively list your products in the Dutch marketplace. And this is not just about having your inventory potentially stored there, but you need to be visible and selling to Dutch customers. So this opens up your possibility to be selling in this marketplace even more, but it also requires effort on your side, on your end. Of course, this means, based on and reconnecting myself into the factors to expand, the crucial factors to expand, to consider before, you need to consider VAT implication for that. Before you can start listing in the Netherlands, you need to check your VAT obligations, and this may mean registering for VAT in the Netherlands if you haven't already. So we recommend to check this a little bit before. It can take up to 4 to 6 months to be fully compliant with VAT for that. So please check it with a legal requirement. And of course, this means failing to address the VAT compliant could result into serious consequences, like not benefiting anymore from the advantages of Pani UFBA. There are also potential exemptions. So Amazon is actually introduces exemptions for products from these requirements for certain situations. For instance, products with category-specific requirements like local language requirements, restricted products, or if you have blocked accounts in certain marketplaces and so on. Actually, we have dedicated webinars for this specific topic that is actually super relevant and getting into action in June 2025. So if you need any more information regarding this, please feel free to reach out to SellersNap, so to your point of reference into SellersNap, or simply to me at Amazon. This being said, as we wrap up, I will definitely leave the floor to Georgie with a bit of information regarding how SellersNap can essentially enable you to do all of what I've presented so far. It has been a pleasure, and we'll definitely open up for questions after Georgie's presentation. So please, Georgie, I'll leave the floor to you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Miriam. Awesome. So I'm Georgie. I'm a customer success manager at SellersNap. So what I'll do is I'll just go through how SellersNap works, how it will help you increase your profitability specifically across EU stores, and just go through bit by bit. Feel free to put any questions in the chat as well. I'll be happy to answer them. So let's get stuck in. So these are some of the marketplaces that we offer. We've recently launched Belgium and Ireland, which is super exciting. And throughout this presentation, I'll go through how we adapt across all the different marketplaces, specifically in Poland as well. And so, yeah, let's move on. One tool to protect profit across every marketplace: the fees and regulations. So here's how SellersNap helps sellers across Europe stay ahead. So we have accurate fee adaptation. So what we do is we support Amazon's European Fulfillment Network, so EFN, ensuring that the correct fees are applied based on a few things, a few important things. For example, where you're selling from, where you're shipping from, where your customer is buying from, country of establishment is super important as well. And so also the AI does not price within the reduced profit ranges. So these change depending on all the different marketplaces, categories for higher and lower fees. So All this to say that the fees are constantly changing and we're constantly refreshing them in SalesNap to be able to adapt. As we know, the environment is constantly adapting. So we have you covered. We have a marketplace. Oh, let's go back. Okay, I think we have a slide missing here, but that's okay. So marketplace specific repricing. So as we know, not every region plays by the same rules. And what we do is we'll automatically adjust your repricing strategies to fit each marketplace's unique dynamics. Why is this important? Because we need to make sure that you're staying competitive at all times, with the constant manual changes that we can make for you. And so you can see in SellerSnap that we can adapt the different repricing strategies based on your business goals. For example, if you want to follow a specific competitor with a specific seller ID, you can do that. If you want a liquidation strategy, then we also have that. So we have more aggressive strategies that work with the AI itself. We have inventory age conditions to help move your inventory so you're not accumulating higher fees, and strategies to even help with buy box suppressions, and many, many, many more. As the marketplaces are very different, we know that we have to adapt for the Polish marketplace compared to, for example, the German marketplace or the UK marketplace. And so we have different strategies that we, through our years of experience, we know are very important. For example, the Polish marketplace often needs a more aggressive strategy. So we set this up all for you to make sure that we're constantly adapting to each marketplace specific individual competitive environment, and of course taking into consideration all of your business goals as well. So this is what we were going for before, and I'll just show you here all the different repricing strategies that we have, liquidation strategies, follow competitor, etc. So let me explain the way that the AI works. So our AI is here to avoid price wars. Now, what you might see with a rule-based repricer is, let me just show you here. Okay, so the way that it works is the AI has an inbuilt yo-yo in it to jump the price up to your max price or a portion of your max price to get you the buy box at the highest possible price. And it's using a game theory inspired approach. Now, with a rule-based repricer, you might be seeing more of an undercutting war, an undercutting penny system where you undercut them, they undercut you, and you're basically just driving the price all the way down to your minimum price. This is what SellerSnap's AI is designed to avoid, those price wars. And it's using a game theory inspired approach to constantly be bringing the price up like a yo-yo. So let me just show you here an example, a real example from Poland, actually. And you can see the way that the repricer is dropping down, entering into a mini price war, and then it's jumping the price up. So it's constantly bringing you up. And then what the competitor is doing, because their rule is to undercut by a penny, they're following up with us. So the whole aim is a very cooperative and very collaborative approach to get you your fair share of buy box at the highest possible price. And that's the main aim. Now, knowing your true bottom line is super important, and profit calculations. So what we do is we show you your real margins, pre-sale and post-sale. You know your minimums, you protect your profit, you make better decisions. So you don't have to update your min-max every time an Amazon fee changes in SellerSnap, because you don't have time to constantly be tracking the buy box. So we just make things super easy for you and automate everything so you can scale confidently and also avoid sacrificing profit. So we have a profit margin tool. We have a profit margin percentage on costs that you can just input into SellerSnap. You can also select an ROI percentage if you prefer. And when we have your costs that you tell us, for example, in Zloty, then we do a markup percent or a profit margin percentage on that cost, and auto adjust will always be adjusting your minimum price to reflect the profit margin or the ROI percentage when a new fee comes in from Amazon or a new cost comes in that you tell us. So depending on the currency, you can also convert your costs, and then we take care of the rest. You can also add your VAT percentage across the different stores, which is, of course, very important for the profitability. So you add your VAT, whether that's 90%, 20%, so you can customize it depending on your individual marketplace. If you wanted to just simply also just add your minimum and maximum prices, you also can, simply inputting a CSV file with the column titles, the min price, max price, costs, additional costs, for example, and we'll calculate your minimum price according to those metrics that you tell us. So all this to say that we're very customizable in SellerSnap on a micro and a macro level. So individual changes can be made on a SKU level, but also across a store level as well. Now, we also have a really cool feature for your max prices, which I think is really important to mention, which is called dynamic max price. And it's a way for us to help you avoid the activations for high pricing errors. Sometimes it's just really hard to select a max price. So what we're doing is we're looking at a few metrics, for example, the competitive pricing threshold and the deactivation price, in order to select your max price for you. And this way, the AI has an opportunity to really jump the price up to your max price and get you that buy box share at the highest possible price. Now, throughout this presentation, I've mentioned how adaptive we are to the different marketplaces. So it's worth just digging into that a little bit further. So we have multi-store view, where you can view all of the aggregations in one unified view, or you can separate them. So it's really up to you how you want to view this in SellerSnap. But it's just an easy dashboard for analyzing your data across all marketplaces. You also have a dedicated account management team and awesome customer support that guides you through Q1 to Q4 in order to really make the most out of your Amazon selling experience. So you have regular meetings with us where we show you all these different options and make sure that it's set up exactly the way that you want for your business and across all the different stores. And so the account management is very important when it comes to SellerSnap, and we hope to you too. Now, I think that's it, Miriam. Yeah, that's everything.
Thanks so much, Georgie, for your presentation. I think it's super interesting. On a customer perspective, I would love to see like a multi-market possibility to like select different stores, because this is actually the option that enables people to understand what's the opportunity to expand. So it's pretty well connected to what we were actually mentioning as the cross-listing strategy. Super interesting. And thanks a lot for going into details. I hope that participants will benefit from your detailed presentation. It's super nice that we got in time at the end of the session, but I still have 2 questions for you, honestly, because I'm super curious. One, I just noted it down. So my curiosity is how easy it is for your sellers to store your like pollen in SellerSnap, and do you receive any additional support to do it?
Yes, of course. So all you do is follow the free 15-day trial button on our website, www.sellersnap.io. It's an automatic boot process, actually, where your store will be authorized in Seller Central, and then you get dedicated account management in order to guide you very smoothly in a streamlined way through the process of getting set up, where all you need to do to get started is the minimum prices, the maximum prices, and turning on repricing. And you can do that in a few ways, very, very quick. And yeah, you get an account manager to make sure that you're on track.
Cool. Nice. And if, for instance, you're using another repriser, how easy is it for me as a seller to switch over?
Yeah, so it's pretty easy. When your store is up and running, you just import that CSV file from a previous repricer. We have specific column titles, so you can just export those within your account and then import those values directly into SellerSnap. But of course, you're not alone in this process, exactly like I said before, and we'll guide you very closely in this process.
Super nice. I think I'm done with my questions. If there is any other question popping up, maybe we can collect them and answer them separately offline, because I think we're like out of time. And I mean, I guess we're always available even after this session. So please feel free to reach out to us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miriam. Feel awesome.
All right. Thank you. Bye, Georgie.
Bye.